This is Kayla Keith, and you're listening to Missing Midwest, a true crime podcast about those that have gone missing. Today's story is about a mom who went missing after seeing something a little scary. There are multiple theories here, but no concrete answers. Someone knows something. Hello.
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, just excited about another episode. Excited for where we're heading today. This is going to be fun. I'm glad you decided to do this.
Well, I've been obsessed with reading the cities,
Yeah.
And so I wanted to pick somewhere we hadn't been. And so today we are going to North Dakota.
North Dakota.
I wanted to go to North Dakota before. I want to go there and see it.
Oh, yeah, just in general?
Yeah.
You just want to go visit North Dakota?
Yeah. So doing a case there is, what do we find?
If you're following us on Facebook or Instagram, we posted about our top cities in the country that are not in Indiana. Bismarck, North Dakota was our 7th most downloaded city. So I don't know how many of you are listening out there, but thank you. That's awesome. That's super cool. We've never done a case even in your state, and you're still listening to the Missing Midwest. That means so much to us. So today, Kayla cooked up a case for you.
Yes, we did. I'm excited. Thank you for listening. I don't know anything about Bismarck or North Dakota except that there is a South Dakota. I would like to visit there. They have bears there. I read a story about a bear attack recently.
Okay.
It's kind of scary.
It is. I think they have buffalo out there, too. I think that'd be cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be. Let's see. Where are we at here? Do you have announcements?
This is the last time I'll say this, I promise. But we had mentioned a podcasting class
Yes.
over the course of the last month. That podcasting class is not happening. We're going to try to reschedule that for in the summer when people have some more free time. So be on the look for that. Make sure you're following Cross America on Facebook. That's a great place to see some of that information. They'll probably release it before we know we're allowed to release it. So
yeah.
Keep your eyes there if you want to get a jump on that. All I will say is if you decide that's something you're interested in, to sign up for it early. Like as soon as you start seeing it being posted, you need to pull the trigger. So that'll be good. The only other announcement really that I have is that we should really consider hopping on the subscription. The missing or the Murdered Midwest exclusive episodes. At this point, we have over 14 hours of bonus content, 23 episodes. You'll be getting some stickers.
If you have a road trip coming up.
Yeah, spring break's coming.
You probably do have a road trip planned. I don't. I wish I did.
As do I.
You can't go that far away.
We're going to the lake. We'll go to the lake.
The lake is not the beach.
I agree, but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But so. Yeah. For $10 a month, you can start a subscription. You get access to all of the previous bonus episodes. Like I said, there's 23 of them, as well as a new one every single week that we put out. You're also going to get some stickers from us and a little note from us. And Kayla makes these cool little phone backgrounds that she sends out. So get hyped about it. It's a lot of fun, and it really supports us. We've got big goals for this podcast, and we enjoy doing it together. The business side of things we got to take care of, and these subscriptions help us do that. So your support would mean so much.
We did this because something we've always wanted to do and to help people, but it is still business and it costs money. So
well, and it's like as we're picking up and as we're growing, we have all these big dreams, and it's it's awesome. We're closing in on 15,000 downloads,
which is great in less than a year. It's pretty good.
But as that's happening, we're like, okay, what all can we do with this? And those ideas.
It does cost money to run it.
Money, but no, we would really appreciate it, even if it's just for a few months. Hop on the subscription, help us out, get that bonus content. We enjoy making those episodes as well, so we appreciate you guys.
That all you got?
I think so. I'm ready to help our people out in Bismarck.
I'm excited about this episode, like you said. It's a head scratcher. It's not super long because there's not a lot of info on it, but I don't know what happened, and I hate not knowing things.
Sure.
But like you said, Bismarck, North Dakota, 7th biggest audience outside of Indiana. So thank you for listening.
That's awesome.
Drop a message or something if you live in Bismarck.
If you're listening on Bismarck,
I'm concerned a little about our friends in Bismarck because they don't have any Dollar Generals.
Oh, man.
And so I'm like, what are y'all doing in Bismarck?
Is that true?
$0
Dollar Generals?
Yeah.
Bismarck.
There's a town. I found a Dollar General in a town outside of Bismarck called Lincoln, but it's small and it's not in Bismarck. And there's 74,000 people that live in Bismarck. And I don't know what they're doing with their lives. And I feel bad for them.
Where do they get their fall decor?
Where do they get any other decor? Where do they get their, when they need cereal or cat litter or like, where do you go?
Where do they go on Saturdays with the $5 coupon? It's like, you have to go all the way to Lincoln.
Yeah, and where do you go when your kid tells you that they need snacks the next morning? I don't know. What do you do? Tell us. Bismarck, it runs, it sits along the Missouri River. Interstate 94 runs directly through the city. Like I said, population 74,000. No freaking Dollar Generals. I'm not counting the one in Lincoln because it's not in Bismarck. Dollar General. If you ever decide to listen to us, number one, I'm going to ask you to sponsor us. Number two, I'm going to ask you to help my friends in Bismarck out and put
a Dollar General there.
They need how many Dollar Generals? Because they usually do.
Jeez, yeah, I mean, you're looking like 6 or 7.
At least.
Bismarck.
Wow.
Hey, listen, you guys are tough out there.
If you're ever here in Indiana and you want to do a little Dollar General tour with me to see what you're missing, let me know. We can hit all the good ones up. Together, I will show you what you're missing.
Whether you're a team of 1 or 1,000, Bo Digital can help make your marketing goals a reality.
Let's be honest, most of us who run our own businesses need help in the marketing category. Either you have no clue what an algorithm is or you just don't have time to mess with it, Bo can help you with that. They offer an a la carte menu of marketing services where you can take what you need. It can be your website, your socials, newsletters, or even blogs. Bo can help you take some of it off your plate and free up time for you to focus more on the things that you love. I personally use Bo Digital in my own small business, and I love them and the team that they have and the knowledge that they possess is far beyond anything that I could do on my own. If you're looking to grow your business, you have to put a bow on it. You can reach out to them on their website, bowdigital.com, or on Facebook, BOWE digital.com.
Okay, so I would imagine that most people in Bismarck have heard about the case today. Please let us know if there's any rumors that we're missing or information we're missing about this case. Sure, I love small town rumors, even though you're not a small town. But we're talking about Sarah Jacobson today. Sandra Sandy Mary Jacobson. She was born December 8th, 1959.
Wait a minute.
What?
That's like the literal day after my mom was born. My mom was born on December 7th, 1959.
Okay.
So it's like my mom's a Hall of Famer. So
yes.
Throw that out there. I put that in there.
Yes. Okay. So she's same age as her mother. Henry and Bernice Grinsteiner were her parents. In November of 1996, 36-year-old Sandra lived in a rural, sparsely populated town called Center, North Dakota. It was in Oliver County. She was employed by the North Dakota Department of Transportation. Sarah had been married twice previously. She had one son with her first husband, and then she had another son with her second husband, and she was currently separated from her second husband. It had, for 3 months, they had been separated at the time of her disappearance. And so Spencer, her older son from the first marriage, was 16, and then John was 5, and he was from the marriage that she was currently separated from. Okay. Both of the boys lived with her at this time. She had an apartment, and she lived in Center with her boys, and she worked, single mom, working, taking care of her kids. Sandra went missing in 1996 along with her son, John, and he was 5 at the time. Her story has a lot of twists and turns and some peculiar things, I will say, and there's some different suspects in it. But we're nearly 30 years into this, and there's still more questions than there are answers. Want to know what one of the best decisions I have made for myself lately is? Stanley Cleaning Company. In this season of life we are in, with kids, practices, jobs, and pregnancy, it just makes sense to have a little extra help, and in turn, a little extra time. Christine comes to my house every other week and sweeps and mops for me, and I am not kidding when I say it is the best. She leaves my home smelling amazing and literally sparkling. We thrive in a clean environment as a family, and this service is the best thing I've ever spent my money on. It saves me time and energy, 2 things I'm greatly lacking lately. It can be a simple sweep and mop or a deep clean, home or office. It can be weekly or monthly. It's whatever you need. Plus, it's a local small biz, and you know I love supporting fellow business owners and entrepreneurs. Give her a call or text her and let her know what you want done. 765-860-3606. So on the evening of November 16th, 1966, Sandra and her son were on their way to her mom's house, her parents, actually. They were going there for dinner. I related to this. We do this once a week. My mom has Sunday night dinners every week, and we go there. And I love it because it makes my day so much easier to not have to cook. So
some quality
family
cheese
time.
sandwiches every night. Big fan.
Johnny's still talking about these ham and cheese sandwiches.
They were great. It's like hoagie buns. Put them in the oven. It was awesome.
Anyway, so shout out to the moms that are still helping their adult kids out because
and the mother-in-laws.
I can't be doing all this without my mom. Anyway, so on her way to dinner, Sandra sees something, something disturbing. She made a 911 call.
Oh, geez.
And she reported that she was witnessing at a farm. There was a farm near Center, the town she lived in. She said she told the 911 operator. The 911 operator reported that she was very disturbed and that she was seeing a satanic ritual abuse on this farm.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a farm near Center, a town which is just northwest of Bismarck a little bit. Center was the town that Sandra was currently living in with her boys. She was clearly upset during this call. She even told the 911 operator, she said that she intentionally called the Bismarck police instead of the Centertown police, even though the farm was in Center, or right outside of Center, and that's where she was from, because she didn't trust the Center police. So she called the Bismarck police, which I think is, I mean, if that's a big of enough deal for her to mention on the phone call, there's got to be some reason for that. So I thought that started off right off satanic abuse and
don't trust the police.
And don't trust the police. Yeah. Yikes. So yeah, like I said, I don't know their history there, but it must have been something for it to be that big of a concern for her. So she arrived at her mom's house at 7:30 that night, and when she got there, her mom said she was clearly shaken. So in addition to this, Sandra was having a rough time in her life. Very difficult.
You mentioned she was separated.
Yeah. So and so that's why her and her husband had separated. They were going through a divorce. At least that's what was the story was. Sandra was going through this divorce. Her husband, Alan, he was handling all of the paperwork for the divorce. She had moved out and was living in an apartment with her youngest son, John, and then her older son, Spencer, who was 16 from the previous marriage. She was terrified that she was going to lose John in a custody battle. And that since Alan was handling the divorce, she was like a little suspicious of what was going, like he was taking care of it. Like, I'll do the paperwork, I'll file. And so she was like, I don't know about all that.
Sounds like a manipulative, abusive husband, really.
And so her mom and dad said she was really struggling through this. She had struggled with like depression and anxiety like before this, like just like growing up and like through her teenage years and stuff. And so, adding a satanic ritual being witnessed, it wasn't a good night for Sandra. Seriously. And so that night at her parents' house, her mom, talked to her and her dad, and they agreed that Sandra was really struggling with her mental health and that it might be time to seek some medical attention for it and like maybe get some medication for anxiety and stuff. Yeah. Just because, and her mom had said like she struggled before with anxiety and depression, and it was just a lot on her plate right now. Yeah. Man. And so after talking to her, they decided, both of them together, that they were going to use Sandra's car and go to the hospital and just tell them what was happening and see if she could get some help that night, mental help. Okay. Sandra's car was out of gas though. And so Sandra said, I'm going to take John and we're going to go down to the gas station and fill up, and then I'll come back and pick you up and we can go. So she did that, and she did go to the gas station. There is a receipt that was found in her car for purchasing fuel, and there was fuel in her car when they found it. However, neither Sandra nor John have ever been seen since.
Oh my gosh. They didn't even make it back to the parents' house?
Nope. When her mom called police at 10 p.m. and reported her missing.
Oh, geez. I mean, that can't have been that much longer after they left.
Are you looking to buy or sell in 2024? Let Amber White help you find your home sweet home. Amber is a local realtor to the Kokomo and Howard County area, and when I say she knows her stuff, she knows her stuff. When we decided to move closer to family, I literally messaged Amber and told her I wanted to sell my house, and then later I want to buy this house, and she made it all happen. Buying and selling is such an overwhelming process, but Amber seriously took care of every single step and eliminated all the stress for us. Her knowledge was invaluable, And while I say I never want to move again, I know exactly who to call if we decide to. Follow her on Facebook at Amber White, realtor/broker with Carrie Gruhl and Associates, or you can give her a call at 765-865-1118.
So, like, what the heck? Like you said, that was from 7:30 to 10. It couldn't have been that long.
Right. I mean, if you got there 7:30,
and she did go get gas. Like, it's not like she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go get gas," and then she ran away because she didn't want to go to the hospital with her mom. Like, she followed the plan. The plan was get gas and go back.
We're talking maybe 2 hours.
Yeah,
that she's been missing when they called the police.
Yep. So what we have, a woman. It doesn't look good from the get-go. I mean, I'm sure you're all thinking what I'm thinking, and it's not going to get better. I'm going to tell you that. For a second, you're going to see it's for a while. You're like, okay, I think we know what happened here, but let me give you all the facts before you make a decision. Yeah. Okay. Geez, snippy.
No, I mean, I'm just like I'm ready to hear.
I know.
Because it sounds bad to me right now. And I'm like,
you have this woman having a hard time mentally. She's agreed to go to the hospital for some evaluation and medication. You have this frantic 911 call where she's seen satanic rituals.
Yeah, that's not good.
Her mom, I'm sure it was her mom's idea, like, hey, I think we better get some medication for what you're going through. You also have a call to her ex-husband a couple hours before her disappearance. Not her current husband, okay?
Whoa.
Her first ex-husband. His name was Vernon Nastrom. That's the father to Spencer, the 16-year-old.
Okay.
She called him a couple of hours before. So obviously police go and they interview him. He had actually missed a call from Sandra that night as well. That's what the phone records indicated anyway. He had no idea why she was calling him. He didn't talk to her quite that much. I mean, they had been divorced for a while, and
she was with somebody else.
But he did have some very interesting things to say about Sandra.
Oh goodness.
He claimed that when he was married to Sandra, she was obsessed with talking about end times, and she made a pact with him. Well, made him promise her that if they ever thought the world was going to end, that they would meet at Memorial Bridge and jump off of it together.
Big yikes.
Yeah. Well, on the day after Sandra and John's disappearance, her car was found in a parking lot very, very close to Memorial Bridge.
Oh, my gosh.
It was in the parking lot of Centennial Beach, which is close to the bridge. Her car was found with the driver's side door open, keys in the ignition, purse on the front seat, but no sign of Sandra or John.
That's kind of weird. I mean, obviously.
Her license was also missing.
Really?
Yes. They did not. This is where we're getting a little confusing. Okay, so they did not take fingerprints of the car. I think the police are thinking the same thing that you're all thinking right now. Okay, you have a lady in the middle of a mental health crisis, worried about losing her son, and her car is found on a bridge that she has previously talked about jumping off of before. It's not looking great. So they didn't even take fingerprints of the car.
I mean, how long? Just take freaking fingerprints.
Right? It doesn't seem that hard. Like, dust it. I've seen them do it in the CSIs before. It's not. It's your job. So
you have a missing person. If you don't have a body,
exactly.
Like,
they definitely should have just done it. The family was not happy about the fact that they did not take any prints. They pressed the police, but yeah, they didn't see any sign of Sandra or John, and they just assumed that she had done what she had talked about.
Yeah.
They said that even if they had dusted it, because the family pressed the situation, they were not happy about it. And they said they don't even have any suspects anyway. So even if we found more fingerprints than her and John, who are we going to compare it to? Maybe the husband?
One of the ex-husbands?
Yeah, you have two ex-husbands who usually are the reason for missing women.
From the other.
And so they're like, well, yeah, so that's exactly what the family said. They're like,
right.
Well, her first ex, she called that day, and her second ex is currently filing for divorce. So there's two people that we should possibly look at. Plus the fact that she witnessed some sort of like satanic something.
Yeah.
Like I can think of a few different reasons to take prints here.
Yeah.
But the police were like, no. Yeah, they did not even consider a different possibility than her taking her own life and the life of her son.
After the fact anyways? Like, Okay, that print matches our guy who drove it here.
Exactly.
That's it. Like,
2 days later, they let her husband Alan drive the car away from the police.
What?
Yep. Did not even. Yeah, didn't do anything with it. Did not process that car at all.
The guy she's currently getting divorced from, they're like, hey,
Yes.
your wife's missing, or your almost ex-wife. Like,
Yeah.
here's her car.
So they talked to Vernon, husband number 1, again later. And they were like, hey, and they told him the location of her car and, the bridge. And he was like, she would not have killed herself. He said, not long after they made this suicide pact, she told him that suicide was not, even though she was terrified of end times, suicide was not the answer because she believed that your soul would be stuck on earth and not able to get to heaven. And he said she was very serious about her religious beliefs. And he said, I don't think she would have actually killed herself. Like, she said, yes, that was just a in passing, what if conversation. If the world was ending, I would jump, you jump, I jump, Jack. He said, no, not really. I don't think she would have done it. Vernon, they spent some time looking into Vernon. He took a polygraph test. He passed. He did whatever they asked. And so he kind of was ruled out as a suspect. Another person that was strongly against the suicide theory was Spencer, the 16-year-old son. They were known, Sandra and her son Spencer were known to be extremely close. And he said she never said anything that would lead him to believe she would do that. It was the opposite. He said she would never have left me. Like, she would never have made the decision to leave me by myself.
Jeez. It's so sad.
I know.
Jeez. Either way, it's freaking devastating for this poor kid. I mean, jeez.
So they called in a search of the river, obviously, but weather conditions were really bad. And the river was high. It was really rough and choppy. And so they searched like the beach in the river, like they said, as well as they could.
Yeah.
They found a little boy's shoe.
Okay.
They brought it to the family. Sandra's mom and her son, Spencer, said that is not John's shoe. They said, I've never seen that shoe before. However, John's father, Alan, said that is John's shoe. So, little contradiction there.
That's weird to me.
Yeah, let's call it red flag number 1 for Alan, husband number 2. Like I said, I mean, you're thinking suicide. If you're listening to me right now, you're thinking suicide. It seems really like the only scenario, but if you take a step back and look at this, like, I mean, it's entirely possible. We see it all the time. It happens literally
Mental breakdown
in the news all the time. Moms taking the lives of their children and then theirself, especially with custody battles.
Yeah,
like, if I cannot imagine hating another human so much that I would say, like, it would be better for my son or daughter to be dead than to spend a minute alone in your custody. But there's women are backed into corners all the time, and this unfortunately happens a lot. And so it looks like, and the police look like this is what happened. They kind of assume that's what happened. But they never found their bodies.
You think that's easy?
And I just think that's sketchy.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. And I think that's enough right there to bring doubt to the suicide theory. But along with that doubt, I also have Alan, husband number 2. Okay, listen to this. Police go to interview Alan. He's not there. He was like, I'm sorry, I was on a business trip from the 16th to the 18th. She went missing on the 16th. He was out of town. Sure. This was never verified by police. Like, they looked into it a little bit, but, like, it wasn't true.
He wasn't on a business
trip. He wasn't
trip.
on a business trip. Police were just like, okay, he has an alibi. He was on a business trip, but he wasn't. Like, he lied about it. And police were like, okay, he said he was gone, so he was gone.
What the heck?
Police work's pretty shitty here.
Jeez.
So police don't really focus on Alan because he's out of town, right? Except he wasn't freaking out of town. They just let it go, I guess. I don't know why.
That at all. They're like, nah,
when they
what are the chances?
Finally get the chance to interview him, he's back from his imaginary business trip. He never mentioned the divorce. He never said they were getting divorced. According to Sandra's family, like, they were hot in the middle of a divorce. Like, she'd moved out. She got an apartment. She was living with the kids. He was handling the divorce.
She was scared about the divorce. She was
terrified about it.
I mean,
he never filed anything.
What?
They had no records, no filings, no mention anywhere about the divorce. He had done nothing, even though he had been telling her that he was in the middle of like, okay, like we just have to do, sign this, more papers here, blah, 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 just like feeding her this line of bullshit. Turns out he hadn't done a dang thing.
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
they were very clearly separated.
Yeah.
She had an apartment. Her stuff was in the apartment. John and Spencer were living with her in the apartment. Alan said they were actually reconciling. That's what he told the police. And he said that they were in marriage counseling classes. Sandra never said this to anybody. Like, she never told her family anything about marriage counseling or reconciling. Like, they were getting divorced. That's what she was under the impression of. That's what her family was under the impression of. That's what Spencer was under the impression of. I mean, he's 16.
Yeah.
The police did look into the marriage classes. There was no record of any couple named Sandra and Alan in any marriage class in or around Bismarck Center area.
So he made that up.
Apparently.
So he just completely lied to her about the divorce stuff and then lied to the police about the marriage counseling.
So for me, that's a lot of lies.
That's a lot of red flags.
That's more than one
alibi,
red flag.
Lying about divorce, lying about marriage counseling.
And so, like, if I put these two scenarios on a scale here, and I have on the left, she jumped off a bridge, suicide, took her son, you can't have him, no one can. Or I can't have him, no one can. And then over here, I have all the shit that Alan just fed the police. I'm leaning more toward Alan now. I don't know about you, but, like, I'm not done with Alan either. Let me just keep going here, okay? He refused to give DNA.
His kid's involved. Like, his child.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not just missing... He's not just missing, like, his my bitch of an ex-wife is gone. Like, this is your 5-year-old son, too. It'd be different if he was like, I don't care where she went. Like, hey, your son's gone.
Yeah.
I don't care what marriage problems you have. Like, this is your son. He didn't care about Sandra or the son. It wouldn't look as suspicious if he was like, oh, I don't care about Sandra. Like, we're getting divorced, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
His son's, yeah.
Would not cooperate in any way. Okay? 2 days after the disappearance of Sandra and his son, John, Alan went to Sandra's apartment and he took everything. Like, everything. The clothes, the food, all of her belongings. This happened before police even had the chance to search the apartment. Who knows if they would have?
She comes back on day 4.
Exactly.
There's nothing there.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, literally 2 days after she is gone, where...
I mean, how's that not robbery?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess if they're still technically married.
Sandra's family's pissed.
Sure.
Yeah, they're married, so it's like, whatever. Sandra was known to keep a very detailed diary, a daily diary, or journal, whatever you want to call it. They were like, Alan, like, we want this back. Like, give us back. And he was like, I never saw a journal, sorry. Journal still's never been found.
What?
And her family's like, yeah, that was in her stuff. That was in that apartment. On top of all of this, Alan being Alan over here, Spencer, the 16-year-old, said that he was at Alan's house after his mom went missing, and he saw his mom's rings in a jar, rings that she would have been wearing the day she went missing. Alan claimed that she had given him the rings when they separated, but Spencer said absolutely not. She was wearing them.
Whoa.
Said she wore them all the time.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you know the Jefferson House of Flowers has been a local Kokomo florist for almost 100 years? Our trained designers make beautiful arrangements for literally any occasion. You can send flowers for any reason. Birthdays, anniversaries, get well, congratulations. The list goes on. We make flowers for funerals, weddings, proposals, and even proms. Let's be honest. Receiving flowers, whether you're at home or at your work, it makes you feel special. You get butterflies and you feel loved, and that's what sending flowers is all about, the feeling it creates. Call us at 765-452-8269 and let us create something special and send it out for you. Or you can stop in and see us at 4300 West, 100 North Kokomo. We always have a cooler full of flowers that are ready to go, as well as a boutique full of gifts. Shop local, support local, and send flowers. So, where are you at now? Suicide? Husband.
I can't ignore any of that stuff
Bigfoot.
about the husband. I can't ignore any of that.
I know. It makes you switch so fast.
I mean, as soon as you said the thing about the shoe, like, I know what my kids' shoes look like.
Exactly.
And I know what my brother, I mean, I feel like if you asked Truman.
And a grandma. My mom would be able to identify my boys' shoes.
Yeah.
Truman would be able to identify Roman's shoes, and he's only
if you
8,
said,
not
Truman,
16.
are these Roman's shoes? I don't think you'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You'd be like, yes or no.
Yeah. So yeah.
He's 16.
Yeah. So you go, I don't know about you all, but I went from she killed herself and her son on that bridge to a freaking
The husband did it.
switch so fast makes your head spin to the husband did it.
Whoa.
So 2004.
I mean, that's our opinion. I don't know what we are legally or not allowed to say or whatever, but like that looks bad for the husband.
Oh, I don't care. Tell him to call me.
No, don't.
I want to know what the heck you're thinking. I have questions for you, Alan. Message me on Facebook. There was a sighting of Sandra and John in 2004 in Minnesota, both of them. This was never a confirmed sighting, but it did spark the investigation back up, and they started receiving tips again, the last of which came in 2016. So there was
20 years later, tips are still coming in.
Yeah, so there was a little like revamp in the case there for a minute after that sighting. Other than that, the case is still unsolved. Okay. I don't have any other information to give you. Like, that's where we're at. You pick what you think happened. Alan never got arrested for it. I don't know where he's at now, living his life somewhere. I don't know. Sandra's mom took custody of 16-year-old Spencer after her daughter disappeared. Spencer's father, his real father, Vernon. Husband number one. He was actually murdered in 2005. He was like working. It was like, I looked into it. He was working on like his truck on the side of the road or something. And a stranger jumped in the truck and ran him over and left him in the side ditch to die. And it was just like an unknown assailant. Literally like jumped in the truck, ran him over and left. Really sketchy.
What?
I need to look in.
That's how his dad died?
That's how his dad died.
So his mom went missing in 1996, and in 2005 his dad was murdered.
Yes.
Both unsolved.
I could probably look into that one because that's in North Dakota too. I don't know if
both unsolved.
I don't know if there's enough information there to do a whole case, but yeah, that's what happened to Vernon. Spencer got married. He had 3 little girls, 3 daughters. However, his wife died in 2009 from a rare form of like strep throat.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So this
poor guy.
Yeah, his mom, his brother, and his dad and his wife, 13 years, all gone. Cannot even fathom. I know. So this family deserves answers. Spencer deserves answers. Yeah, I can't. This case, I don't. Like I said, spent the first half thinking it's a clear case of suicide.
That's so sad.
Second half of the case, clear husband did it to me, and I don't know where I stand. I'm so in the middle of, I don't know. Actually, I don't think I'm in the middle. I think I'm leaning more toward Alan, husband number 2.
I mean, it's really hard for me to ignore any of those things.
I think her license being gone was weird too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's strange.
Her purse was there,
Everything
but not her
was strange.
license. The whole thing's strange.
Yeah. And like just leaving the door wide open of your car. Like
no bodies being found.
Yeah.
He had no intention of filing the divorce either, apparently.
Why
are you lying?
Weird. I mean, you were eventually gonna have to face that music. Like eventually she was gonna be like, "Where's the divorce papers?" And be like,
Unless he had a plan.
Unless he had a plan.
Yeah. So, someone knows something. Bismarck, let us know if we missed anything. It was.
Thanks for listening, Bismarck.
Thanks for listening. First of all, this one was kind of hard to follow. Not a lot of info on it. I'm sure there's some theories. Oh, also, we didn't even talk about the freaking satanic abuse ritual shit that went on. What was that?
Yeah, I don't even know. It's creepy.
What if somebody followed her?
Creeped out about that.
What if somebody followed her because she saw something or? Did the police ever follow up on that? Were the police like, knock, knock, we got a phone call? Like, did they check it out? I don't know. So many questions, 0 answers. Someone knows something.
This podcast is a So.Will.I.Studos production. So will I.